Whenever we think about technology, we probably think of things like our cell phones, computers, smartwatches, or even televisions. All of these items have been incredibly helpful in our day to day lives, but with the rapid evolution of technology, we may be starting to see potential dangers that could turn the world upside down. Or at least not yet. Let me explain. With the internet at our disposal, we have access to so much good entertainment, news, social media, and more. However, there is also harm that can come from this, capable of tearing people apart or causing mental health problems. Before we dive into the full video, please be aware that this is only my opinion on this topic, and you are free to disagree or comment your own opinion on the topic. Alright, let's get into this video. With the dangers of technology, we have many problems to cover, but I will only cover a few since it's all I'm capable of. First, we will cover the problem with privacy concerns. There are multiple forms of privacy concerns, such as personal information and identity theft, to name a few. There are obviously many more privacy concerns when it comes to the internet, but I'll dive deeper into the identity theft later on in this video because I think it's very important. But before that, let's address privacy concerns. The term privacy concerns is defined as the concern that an individual develops towards the possible misuse or unexpected misuse of their private or intimate information. So if this is complicated to understand, don't worry. I'll try my best to make an easy to understand scenario with the fake person I created for this video specifically. So this is Derek Morais. Creative name. And this is the information that Derek put into a new social media platform. Doesn't look really trustworthy. The app asks him to complete a simple survey in a fishy website that is marked as unsafe. However, Derek still does this and has now given people his information for free. The website is fishy and everything, so what should Derek expect from this? Derek could possibly receive scam calls, spam emails, or he could even be signed up for random websites, apps, or services for the convenience of whoever stole his information. Derek could also possibly experience something like doxing, without him even knowing that is happening. So people now know who he is or where he lives, without him being aware of it. Thank you for this fishy survey. So this happened to Derek, and he now stinks. So how can you prevent this? Well, first of all, make sure you trust where you're putting your information. If possible, try to keep away your credit card information and limit the information that is given to a website. For example, if it requires you to have a name and date of birth to sign up for the app service or website, whatever, but a phone number and email are optional, it may be better to not put those in until you trust the platform itself or just avoid putting those in. So let me make this clear. I'm not saying that all apps or websites have malicious intent with your information. I'm just saying to be aware of the ones that you do put your information in. Like, don't put your information in everything in a website that's called stealyourinformation.com. I tried my best to cover privacy concerns the best to my ability. So if you don't like it, there are other resources like Google or other YouTube videos that you could watch. But for now, I'll get into identity theft and I'll provide an example that I think is fitting for the topic. So there are many reasons that identity theft may be committed, like for example, for the person to gain money or medical services, but this is most likely committed for the benefit of whoever is trying to steal your identity. Let's say that Derek from earlier got his information stolen, and this person uses his information to steal his YouTube channel. That, for this case, will be my channel. The hacker now has access to Derek's YouTube channel. The hacker can request to change the email and passwords to the account, to the point where Derek loses all access to his channel. But to make this a little more interesting, let's say there's another channel called JF Mexico that is close friends with Derek. The hacker posts content that not only damages Derek's reputation, but also causes him to lose his audience. Not only that, but the hacker also tries to take down JF Mexico, claiming it as copyright infringement, and this ruins not only his channel, but his friendship with Derek. So now people think JF America is this hacker instead of Derek. So what does Derek lose out of this? In this example, Derek loses his YouTube channel, his audience, his reputation as a YouTuber, his friendship with JF Mexico, and potentially a source of income if this were a full-time job for him. Now, even though the whole situation looks bad, it's not over for Derek. Here's what Derek can do. Derek can report his own channel and claim it as identity theft, or he could contact Team YouTube to fix the problem and see what they can do. Or potentially, If Derek has contacts with JF Mexico, he can explain the situation to him and they can work it out together. So, if Derek were to regain access to his channel, he should apologize for what the hacker did and tell people about the situation to let people know that someone hacked into his channel and stuff like that. However, if this hacker has a better upload schedule than I do, then I may have some things to learn from him. It is to note that I am not an expert at this, so I'm just trying my best. I'm just a random guy on the internet. So I would really appreciate it if you liked the video or comment your opinion on something. And now we'll jump on to the next topic. This next danger of technology is digital addiction. I think we're all familiar with this one, most likely. For this one, let's say Derek finally recovered his channel and is trying to get rid of the stress from the past few weeks. So Derek looks for a TV show to watch and he stumbles across General Hospital that has over 15,000 episodes. Derek is now watching over 40 episodes of General Hospital a day and can't seem to leave this newfound addiction he's made. To make it worse, in his free time, Derek also spends hours watching short form content such as TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and Instagram Reels. This addiction is causing another problem in his life called social isolation. So this one is more of a two-in-one. Since social isolation is one of the quote unquote dangers of technology I mentioned throughout this video, or I will cover, this one will tie in with the already set up example of digital addiction. Okay, so now Derek can't go to parties or hang out with friends without being distant from them, because he's probably on his phone watching General Hospital. This addiction has caused him to forget how to interact with people to the point where he'd rather stay home and watch TV all day. So JF Mexico doesn't like this one bit, so he plans of things he can do to stop this addiction that Derek has. Number one on his list is he could break the TV and get it over with. No, I'm just kidding. There are better solutions that JF Mexico could do to help Derek. He can keep Derek away from his TV by giving him a schedule to follow. Something simple like a workout plan can reduce Derek's screen time. Or he can assign tasks for Derek to do in order to earn his screen time. Something like doing chores and going on a run can allow Derek to be able to watch TV for a certain amount of time. These things can help Derek to be more active while reducing his screen time, which, if he's watching 40 episodes a day, that's a lot of screen time. So, Derek is now following the schedule that his friend JF Mexico gave him, and his life is improving. And then he realizes it's kind of lame to watch 40 episodes a day, so now he starts living a normal life. But before Derek can do that, Derek realizes he stinks badly because of not showering because he's watching 40 episodes a day. So now you're probably wondering, where do we go from here? Well, this may seem a little random, but the next topic is fake news and misinformation. So basically, self explanatory, but on screen I'll put a definition for you guys. Due to Derek's previous addiction, Derek now has a permanent stink, and he's basically a skunk. So, to solve his problem, Derek gets on TikTok and he sees these pills being promoted by a popular influencer. The influencer claims that the pills can not only get rid of his horrible odor, which already catches his eye, but they can also help lose excess fat and turn him into a supermodel. So Derek likes the idea of these pills since it would solve his Shrek-like odor and solve another problem in his life that I also have. Girls aren't particularly interested in Derek and he's pushing 40. So he decides to buy these pills for $40 with the $20 shipping cost. So this is about $60 per little container of pills. So Derek orders the pills, and once they arrive, he consumes them regularly, only to realize they are regular vitamins. So he is enraged by this. He's furious. Here's what Derek can do. With his YouTube channel, he can make a video about his experience with this product to inform people about the product and prevent others from buying it and falling into this scam. If Derek wanted to, he could possibly even sue the company for selling a product that has nothing to do with what they promote. This is known as false advertising and in most cases is a crime. These are only a few examples, but I believe you can understand the point I'm trying to show or implement, whichever one you prefer. Next on, we have social media. And now here, I do think social media is a good thing. It allows us to connect with people around the world and express ourselves freely, basically, or at least in a certainly contained form that you should be responsible in, sort of like how I can explain to you guys my opinion on this topic through this YouTube video. But there's also bad things that can happen in social media. Like in this example, Derek now decided to post on Instagram about his progress he's made in the gym because he looked terrible before he started going to the gym due to his previous addiction he had. On top of this, Derek posts about his daily life to connect with his audience that enjoys what he does. However, this sneaky little hacker is still not done yet and is planning his revenge. So he really hates Derek, like bad bad. So this hacker wastes time of his life by creating multiple accounts to use in order to make fun of Derek in every post. This eventually gets really serious and really bad, almost causing Derek to make a decision that you could consider game over. However, because I need Derek for the rest of this video, let's say Jeff Mexico talks to him and makes him realize he's still got great things to do in this world. So Derek decides to chill here a little bit more in order to help more people out. So basically, what this hacker is doing to Derek is straight up cyberbullying, like textbook definition of cyberbullying. So here are some things Derek can do to stop the cyberbullying he is receiving. He can turn off comments in all his posts in order to stop completely the negativity. But that could also stop getting positive messages that he may need in order to keep his courage up and keep motivated to stay here. So, an alternative to that is he can make his account private to the point where only select people can see his posts, preferably people that follow him. And in case some like spam accounts are trying to follow him, he can just delete them as followers and stuff. Derek can even take a break from Instagram to take care of his mental health, or Derek can learn to tolerate these comments and ignore them to the point in which they don't affect him anymore. But that's probably the hardest one. But let's just say Derek eventually gets rid of the problem by making his account private. So Derek lives happy again because there's no more people that are making fun of him. Before we get to the next topic, just know that if you have any problems and you need somebody to talk to, there's always my fan mail or even the comment section to talk to me about your problems if it makes you feel better. Or talk to somebody that you know personally if you don't trust me. You could talk to a friend, a teacher, or trusted adult, or even a family member. Okay, now on to the next topic. We have online dating. This one is a little bit complicated and maybe controversial, so I'll do my best with this topic in order to not hurt anybody's feelings, okay? So stay with me here. Derek's life is now at a good point, and what could make it better besides a companion to spend the rest of his life with? So he decides to do this and goes to an online dating site and registers. Though he learned from his previous experiences and put the least information as possible to avoid any problems, just like that hacker from before. So Derek is now talking to the love of his life, or so he thinks he is. In general, online dating is a good thing, or at least I assume so. I don't know. I don't use it, so I wouldn't know much about it. But I assume it should be. So here are some problems that Derek could experience with online dating. Perhaps Derek is talking to this girl called Ava, or at least he thinks he is, because behind the screen it's some guy called Alejandro he's talking to, but he doesn't know it. So every day he's getting what is rizzed up by Alejandro, or whatever you want to call it. Or maybe this person could be interested in causing harm to Derek, and perhaps the least unlikely one, but it's still possible. The person is planning to schedule a meetup eventually to then kidnap Derek. So Derek would then just disappear off the face of the earth, probably. So, I already told you, I think online dating can be a good thing, but my advice is to be careful about who you interact with and how you do so. Luckily, Derek did get to meet the love of his life, and it was Ava and not Alejandro. So, they spent some time together, and now Derek is planning to get married with her someday. So, the last topic I will cover is possibly the most dangerous one yet. The next topic is AI. And AI can be beneficial, but with AI's rapid evolution, it's safe to say that eventually it will cause harm to us in many ways. As of right now, I believe there aren't laws to limit the power of AI, so we are in very big trouble if it keeps advancing as quickly as it has been. Now, for this last scenario, let's assume the hacker has one more trick up his sleeve and decides to use AI to create a fake video of Derek committing several crimes, and uses AI to replicate his voice to take part on certain scams. Now, if these videos were true, Derek would be facing severe punishment. But, it's hard to tell AI from how quick it is advancing so far that, let's say Derek is facing charges and he has to go to court to try to save himself. But how can Derek win? There are clear videos of him committing the crimes. So, how can he save himself? Here's what Derek could do. He could start off by calling Saul. No, but actually, he could get a person to study the video and find out if it's a deepfake. I'm not really sure what these people are called, but there are people that specify in this field of study, or I don't know, they dedicate themselves to finding out if a video is real or AI. Derek could request the removal of the video on social media platforms, since most of these have policies against deepfakes. That is good. That's one of the laws that we have against these videos. Or Derek could gather evidence to prove his innocence, such as where he was whenever this supposed crime was committed. But the safest thing to do is inform the police and legal authorities about this issue, and hopefully they can fix it. But let's say Derek is found as innocent, and the police actually trace the videos to find out that it was the hacker who's been doing this. So the hacker gets sentenced or gets a trial, and turns out he's charged with a lot of stuff. That he gets a life sentence in prison. So to end this video off in a good note and leave Derek to rest, Derek marries Ava, and he gets a kid eventually. Derek also gets a house, a car, and some pets that he really loves. You could say that Derek is living really happy now. Oh yeah, and he's still friends with JF Mexico, so that's cool. He's sort of like an uncle to the family. Well, that's the end of the video, guys. If you enjoyed it, consider showing some support. I would really appreciate it. And if you would love to see more videos like this in the future, at least comment down or something. If y'all like Derek, then he can possibly come back for future videos, even though if he's fake person. I know he has some interesting story maybe that, or maybe not. Maybe I'm just being too happy or whatever. But before I end this video, I want to let y'all know about these little guys that y'all saw throughout the video. This is a concept for a potential profile picture, so if you like it, make sure to tell me in the comments, and I'll change it if you guys like it. Oh yeah, and this is something both Derek and JF Mexico can agree on, is that the old profile picture sucks. I hope you have a blessed day, and make sure to be smart about the decisions you make.